Coming up on OC News, find out why an Irvine man is under arrest after disturbance on an American Airlines flight. Plus, over 1 million stimulus checks are being sent out this week. Are you eligible? And learn how CSUF is being recognized by a Washington, D.C. organization this month.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on the scene.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts
I feel
over the years.
blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Welcome to OC News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Melanie Ferrari. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. A 20-year-old Irvine man has been arrested after assaulting a flight attendant while on board a plane heading for New York. Earlier today, the man identified as Brian Hugh was charged with assault. According to passengers aboard the plane, Hugh became frustrated with the flight attendant after being asked to wear a mask during the flight. As a result, he repeatedly punched the female flight attendant, leaving her with a broken nose. Passengers and crew members then duct taped Hugh to his seat before the plane was diverted to Denver to remove him from the plane. American Airlines say they will prosecute Hugh to the full extent of the law and bar him from flying on American Airlines again. The Golden State has started sending out its fourth round of stimulus checks for some Californians. Over $1 million in stimulus checks will be sent out today. To qualify, you must make less than $75,000 and be a Californian resident. With a Social Security number, paper checks are being sent out today. However, direct deposits were sent out last Friday, and with the holiday season approaching, the stimulus is a welcome income source for those who receive it. Have you noticed higher prices on just about everything? The cost for food, retail items, and entertainment are higher than ever. Reporter Jessica Gonzalez has the story.
With stores back in business this year, the prices are going up. Overall prices have gone up 5.4% this past year, the largest price inflation we've seen in 13 years. Food prices make up almost 1% of that increase. Patricia Gonzalez says it's a drag to go to the grocery store now.
I try to avoid the grocery store these days. I can spend anywhere from $100 to $200 depending on what I'm getting.
If you plan on holiday shopping this year, be prepared for higher prices. Studies are showing that stores may not be offering their regular holiday discounts. Adobe, which tracks retail websites, projects that discounts this holiday will go down to 5 to 25% compared to the 10 to 30% customers are used to. Disneyland also increased their prices, with tickets now up to $225. Disneyland announced last week the new prices of tickets and parking. Disney fan Vanessa Gonzalez is not happy with the new pricing.
It definitely sucks because, I was so looking forward to going this year, and now it just makes things so much harder to go because parking's raised, food is raised, tickets are raised, so it's harder. You have to spend so much more money just to be able to have fun.
Vanessa says she planned on using her Mickey ears at Disneyland this holiday, but with the higher prices, she said she'll have to wait until next year. For more information on tickets to the park, visit Disneyland.com. The last day to lock in the old ticket prices is this Wednesday. I'm Jessica Gonzalez reporting for OC News.
Gas prices have increased to record prices, and students at Cal State Fullerton are feeling the burn in their wallets. Natalia Valle has the details.
Gas prices skyrocket and continue to hit Americans' pocket. According to AAA, the nation average price for a gallon of gas stood at $3.22, the highest since October of 2014. The U.S. Energy Administration says that some of the factors that are causing the high prices are that economies are reopening and Americans have gotten back to driving more. Also, the domestic supply interruptions and the trouble in energy markets. Students like Anthony's Wilkinson, who commute daily and travel long distances to come to college, are feeling the pain at the gas pump.
I drive here 3 days a week, and it's about 2 hours each way. So gas prices are about just over $4 right now. So I'm spending $75 a week on gas. And in doing that, 16 weeks out of the semester, I'm spending a lot of money. And as a college student, I don't really have time to work.
Although gas demand is increasing, Americans still consume 9% less now than before the pandemic, while daily U.S. oil production remains 20% below the pre-pandemic peak of 13.3 million barrels.
And then, commuting, I'm on campus all day those 3 days. And so I end up just making my own food. And I get up really early because traffic is so bad, and the worse traffic gets, the more gas you're spending. So I get up around 5 a.m. to get here for my 9 a.m. shifts.
If you want to know where to find the lowest gas prices, you can download the app Gas Buddy or AAA and search lowest fuel prices in your neighborhood. I'm Natalia Valle in Fullerton reporting for OC News.
Still to come on OC News, we have the details of the COP26 Climate Crisis Summit in Glasgow. Plus, Cal State Fullerton receives a National Academic Award. Leaders from nearly every country in the world met in Glasgow, Scotland for COP26, which is the United Nations Climate Change Conference. The conference is designed as the check-in for the progress countries have made after entering the Paris Agreement. During his participation, Joe Biden apologized for the Trump administration's decision of pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement.
Will we act? Will we do what is necessary? Will we seize the enormous opportunity before us? Or will we condemn future generations to suffer? This is the decade that will determine the answer, this decade.
Cal State Fullerton earned Seal of Excelencia for advancing Latinx student success. On campus with the details is our reporter, Michael Guzman.
Thank you, Melanie. Cal State Fullerton is one and only 10 institutions across the United States to receive the Seal of Excelencia. The 3-year certification recognizes universities transcending leadership in enrolling, engagement, and graduating Latinx students. The university is the #3 institution in the nation for conferring bachelorette degrees to Latinx students. The Seal of Excelencia not only recognizes the success, but also challenges the eradication of systematic inequities and amplifies a role as Orange County's only Hispanic serving institution.
I feel really honored to hear that for our school, especially as a Mexican. I feel that we should be really proud of this thing and keep going and work towards our goals.
On October 29th, Cal State Fullerton President Virgie was in attendance in Washington, D.C. to accept the Seal of Excelencia.
Cal State Fullerton is today what California will be next week and the nation will be next year.
For CSUF to achieve the seal, they have to go through a rigorous process, but after the 3-year certification, they finally completed their goal. That is all I have for you guys. I'm Michael Guzman at Cal State Fullerton. Back to you in the studio, Melanie.
Today, the Latinx Community Resource Center is hosting a Dia de los Muertos event on campus. Here's Christina Briseño with the story.
The Cal State Fullerton Latinx Community Resource Center is hosting a Dia de los Muertos event on campus today on the first day of the Dia de los Muertos holiday.
Today, the Latinx Community Resource Center is having our Dia de los Muertos event. Starts from 4, ends at 7, and we welcome every Titan to come and celebrate with us to honor their loved ones who have passed.
The event will have performances from the Ballet Folclórico de CSUF and DJ Zuri Adia. Small businesses will be there, as well as a message board for loved ones, buttons and stickers, and much more. The LCRC is also including a very significant part of the holiday, ofrendas.
Instead of having individual people, we're going to have communities that we're representing to our ofrendas. So different organizations pick their own communities that they wanted to represent. And so today, if you come out, you'll see some of the awesome communities that will be represented in the ofrendas.
The event started at 4 and will end at 7 p.m. at the Becker Amphitheater.
One of Cal State Fullerton's oldest buildings is getting a much-needed upgrade. The $40 million renovation to the second floor of McCarthy Hall is expected to be complete in the spring of next year. The project will refurbish classrooms, have an outdoor tourist, and build new labs for students. In addition, new study areas will be built, allowing students the flexibility to study before classes. While the project only includes the second floor, the university is planning to revamp the upper floors in the future. The Atlanta Braves have had a chance to bring home their first World Series in 2 decades. Could they close it out last night? Plus, a young boy bitten by a crocodile uses it to his advantage.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping-19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Now here's Johnny with the latest update on sports.
It was a roller coaster for Titan soccer fans this weekend as both men's and women's soccer had games this past weekend. We start with men's as they took on UC Irvine in their last game of the season. Senior night came and went for the Titans as they hosted UCI, who came into the game second in the Big West Conference. The Titans were on the flip side, hoping to escape a last place finish, but things didn't go out so well. In the second half, in the 61st minute, Ryan Kyoto scores the lone goal of the match to beat the Titans. That earns UCI a tie for first place in conference and last place spot for CSUF. A disappointing year for the Titans, but with the young guys like Sebastian Cruz and Dylan Robinson, just to name a couple, they are looking to improve going into the next season. On a brighter note, for the Fullerton women's soccer team was able to earn a hard-fought win punching in their ticket to the Big West Conference. They were able to get through a tough start to the season and win their last 6 straight to finish third in conference. They will play Cal Poly on Thursday at host school UCI. That game will start at 5 p.m. And Game 5 of the World Series took place on Halloween night, where the Braves held a commanding 3-1 series lead against the Astros. Starting off was Frambo Valdez. He took the mound for the Astros, but in the first inning, already in some trouble as bases were loaded for Adam Duvall. What does Adam Duvall do? Well, he hits a towering right center home run that is a grand slam. First inning, 4-0. That gets Atlanta rocking in what is a coveted seat to go to. I believe some tickets were $1,000 for the cheapest tickets for that Game 5. But Alex Bregman in the top of the second inning, that's going to find some grass. He's going to score in 1. Just like that, next inning they get a 1 run. Houston is back up 1-4. Martin Maldonado in the top of the 7th. He hits a line drive past diving Dansby Swanson. Scoring from second is going to be Cal Tucker. And at second base is Martin Maldonado with a double. All in all, Houston Astros end up beating the Atlanta Braves 9-5 to force a Game 5. That will be taking place on Wednesday. So a commanding lead once again puts Houston at a pretty tough spot for them to take the lead. Game 6 will take place on Tuesday in Houston at 5 p.m., where the Braves will look to seal the deal. If needed, Game 7 will be Wednesday at 5. That's all we have for sports. Back to you, Melanie.
After being bit by a crocodile, a 12-year-old boy used the animal as a clever way to score loads of Halloween candy. CNN's Jeremy Ross has the details.
One Pennsylvania boy decided to use the candy collecting holiday to exact sweet revenge of sorts. 12-year-old Charlie Boole is still recovering after being attacked by a crocodile at a vacation resort in Mexico.
It felt like a metal clamp, just like squeezing super tight on your leg.
While the resort says they've taken steps to prevent attacks from happening again, Charlie and his friends used his experience for a cathartic candy cash-in, crafting a giant crocodile costume for trick-or-treating.
It's 16 feet long, and we're gonna get a lot of candy.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Thank you for joining us tonight on OC News. Our next newscast comes live at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. For all the latest updates, be sure to keep up with our YouTube page at Titan TV. Have a great night.